If you've ever taken a sip of red wine and you feel like your mouth is suddenly really chalky or turned into a desert, it's that dry, puckery, like sandpaper like feel you get. That's actually caused by tannins. While it might feel kind of strange at first, tannins are actually one of the 5 essential elements that give some structure to wine and allow it to age for decades. So today I kind of want to explain that to you because we like to throw around tannin and grippy a lot in the wine world, and some people don't know what that means. So tannins actually come from the skins, seeds, and stems of grapes. They're natural compounds called polyphenols, big word. And they also come from the oak barrels as well that can be used for aging. But plants naturally do have them as a defense mechanism. So they taste bitter, they're really harsh, and this will stop animals from eating those plants or grapes and the seeds that are ripe in the vineyard. In winemaking, these molecules act as a natural preservative, protecting the wine and helping it evolve into something silky and complex over time. But how do you detect that on your palate? What does that look like when you're drinking? The most important thing to remember is that tannins are what I like to say tactile sensation. It's about like this sense of touch almost, not like taste. When you sip tannic wine, the molecules bind to these proteins in your saliva called mucin. This will strip away your mouth's natural lubrication, which leaves your tongues feeling that chalkiness and grippiness. So to find them, pay attention to the front of your mouth and your gums. If your lips stick to your teeth a little bit and feel puckering, you are experiencing tannins. So don't confuse that with acidity, which makes your mouth water like a tart lemon. Tannins will do the opposite. They dry it out. At home, think about a box of black tea and tea bags. If you have one of those and want to calibrate your palate, steep a bag of black tea for about 15 minutes. Take a sip. That's the bitterness felt on the middle of your tongue in the drying grip. That is from tannins. Those also exist in tea. You'll also notice that green grapes have very little tannin, while a thick-skinned black grape has much more intensity. And if you find they're real sensitive to this feeling, look for thin-skinned grapes like Pinot Noir. And if you like the big, firmer structure, go for Cabernets or Nebbiolos or Syrahs or Tannats. And one little final pairing tip, if a wine feels too grippy or too drying out, pair it with something fatty like a steak or an aged cheese. The tannins will then bind to the proteins in the food instead of your saliva, making that wine feel instantly smoother. So tannins aren't just this dry feeling, they are there as part of the frame that holds your favorite red wine together. And also as a note, it is in the skins and seeds of white grapes as well, but since white wine is generally not macerated on the skin, you will not get a lot of tannin out of white wine.